G'day everyone, welcome again to another episode of Making Your Lures. And for those of you that know me, my name is Lee and this is the Fisherman's Office. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so as I continue to make content every week as often as I possibly can. Bit hard to get fishing content lately just because of the lockdown thing, but hence why I put up a story on Instagram seeing what lures people would like me to make them. And we'll go from there basically. So that is the next one, an 80mm topwater paddler, sort of inspired by, I guess, like a cooler bung cod walker or something like that, just a small topwater paddler. So yeah, I'm going to take some design references off this one here, which is a tailor-made what is this, cod walker, tailor-made cod walker. It's not going to be jointed like this one, but I'm just getting some size references, the bib as well, because it's going to be very similar size. I reckon this bib will probably work on it. So I'm going to actually pinch this bib off the lure to test with, and then I'll basically try and remake this bib with some Lexan plastic of my own. So that's pretty much it. We'll get stuck into the build. Let's do it. Right, so back out in the carport again. I've got a top and bottom profile, or top and side, sorry, profile stencil made up. I'm going to cut those out, and I've got the through wire already designed up as well. So we cut those out, and then we'll start cutting up some wood again, same as before. At cutting off the shape and for the top and bottom profiles like the last one. Let's keep going. At this point again, next to center line, top profile, and then we'll start cutting the shape again. The top profile on this bait, or this lure I should say, is the same as the bottom, because I want as much surface area as possible over the water so that it's, giving a nice silhouette. I've carved the main shape, so that's what our lure is going to look like. Made a little mark for where the bib screw hole is going to go later on. That's probably going to disappear because I'm going to do the center hole, the slot for the through wire now. So that's pretty much it. So I've marked a couple of spots. So that's where the front hook's going to come out, and that's where the weight's going to go. So I'm not really too sure how to weight this. I'll probably go fairly heavy because there's a fair bit of wood here. So I'm probably going to drill an 8mm hole, something like that, almost to the base, or probably about a centimetre, sort of halfway up the lure, basically. So that's pretty much what I'm going to do now. There you go, mate. All right. Just trying to drill straight holes without a press. Always fun. Not too bad. A little bit off at the start there, but not too bad.
So this will be the week, mate. Bit of golf and a bit of fishing again.
Hopefully. I'm keen as, mate.
There'll be a lynch mob out the side of town Andrew's house if he doesn't chill out, if he doesn't relax it a bit. But yeah, fingers crossed, eh?
Fingers crossed, mate, indeed. You'd be killing yourself for a hit, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I think my mate's even worse. Like, he never played golf until he was like, probably 5 years ago. I took it up late 30s and he's just that hooked on it. He's just lost without it, mate.
Yeah, right. Right, so I've cut the slot. Got the center hole there for the weight. So I'm going to put the weight there. So that should hold the bib down and it'll keep the lure down, bottom down first. So hopefully when it lands in the water it'll turn over. So the wire's going to sort of sit hopefully out of the way there. I'm probably going to have to shorten the curvature in the wire. I was going to try and make the wire quite all the way down to the bend here, but I might have to bring it back here a bit more. So we'll see how it goes. That's that one. Bang. Now I need to get some icy pole sticks. Last time I went through and sealed one of these, glued one of these through wires in, I had to put a lot of resin in. I didn't like the look of the finish when it was done. So what I'm going to do instead is drop some weight in here, probably a sinker or two in there, which will help keep this weighted down. And then what I'll do then is what will we do then? Then we'll I'll get some icy pole sticks and I'll put them in the groove with the resin, and I can carve them off and sand them back to level basically. Won't need to use as much resin and it'll be a little bit easier to manage. So yeah, hopefully that does the trick. Also that there'll be some wood here that I'll be able to drill back through with regards to getting the bib anchor in, because I need to be able to get the screw in there to fit it. Look at these beauties. Mrs. Fisherman's office is a big baker. What are these again?
Dinner rolls.
So these are dinner rolls. Got a banana bread. And that already tastes amazing. This one's a chocolate chip one, which is even better because chocolate's awesome. And these are looking all right. Can't wait to smash those. Who can say no to freshly baked stuff? Love it. Absolutely love it. Thanks, missus. Rightio, so I have made a couple of bibs. Here we go. Drilled, ready to go. I just got to bend them. And I needed to buy a heat gun, so I went and grabbed one. So that's what I'm going to do now. Let's bend up these bibs so we can put them on the lures. Okay. The first attempt was pretty crap. Lexan is actually pretty difficult to bend straight. Stuffed this one up. I fixed it, but she's a bit wonky. If you see the hole, she's never done that before. That's the first crack. The second crack was a lot cleaner. I'll give it that. It's still a little bit bent on there. Actually had a bit of trouble keeping this part straight. So yeah, but it's a little bit better. But yeah, see how it looks when it's on the lure. Once I can screw them in. If I don't like the way they're swimming with them, I can just make another one. So no problem there at all. So yeah, that's pretty much it. There's the bibs. Now on to clear coat, because the other parts, the actual lure bodies themselves have been baking away there. So I'm going to clear coat those little buggers, and then it's on to setting in the through wire. So we'll get into that in a minute. Ow! Cut myself before, just got some thinner in my saw. Always fun. Stuff stinks. Rightio, I'll be back. Okay. Did have a little paintbrush. I forgot to buy another one. So I'm going to have to just try and brush it in with this toothbrush here. Nice coating of resin on there. Heating up the wood obviously opens up the pores, so it'll soak in a little better, and in theory you get a better seal as a result of that, so that's why I've done that. We'll continue on with that soon. Once the resin's set in, I'll be able to put the through wires in, and then that'll be done. And once the through wires are in, I'll then be able to start doing some prep work for painting and put the bibs on and see how they swim. Oh, she's dark, she's cold, she's everything that you don't want. Ooh, back out again, ready to set some through wires in. The sealed lure is dry, ready to go. I'm super keen for how these are going to look. These are going to be best lures yet, I reckon. Probably the easiest ones to make really at this point in time so far. Weighting is something I'm not sure about, so hopefully it's all good. Okay, so I've got lure number 1, through wire number 1, and I've got some icy pole sticks pre-cut ready to go for that one. So I'm going to whack those in a sec. Going to mix up some epoxy and then whack it all together. That's one through wire set in, icy pole sticks on the go. So looking all right there. The last little bit that I didn't notice before is there's a tiny little bit of missing resin just in here. So I'll probably, when I do the next lure number 2, I will probably just use some excess resin to fill that a bit later on. So that's pretty much that. We'll move on to the next bit, mix up another batch of resin, whack it in there and get it ready again. Yeah, so these are all set in. I'll fix the other one, which I said I needed to refill a little bit. And they're looking good. So plenty of resin in there. I don't know if you can see it. It's not the greatest camera focus there. Yeah, it's just a fair bit of resin in there. Should hold in okay. I'll leave it for a while, maybe 10 or 15 minutes to set. Then I'll probably cut the excess off these icy pole sticks, and that'll be that for the night. So yeah, this is obviously over a few days, guys, because I've only got a limited amount of time during the week to come out and have a crack at fixing them up. So yeah, they're going well. And yeah, if you haven't seen the other video that I've done, the first one, I'll leave a card up in the area here of the top screen, so you can go and check that out. Or you can just check it out on the playlist after we finish this one. No great deal if it's on a different order now, so yeah, all good as long as you're watching my videos. Keep it up. So after we finish this one, and I've got it ready sort of to go, then it'll be gluing some weight in, and then after that point it will be drilling and testing out the lures with bibs. So that'll be them being tested with no paint, seeing how they swim. So pretty exciting. They are looking magic. So yeah, hopefully I can improve the paint job this time around as well, and we can get somewhere with that. So that'll be fun. So I've done a couple of things. I've sanded up, put the bib on there, a couple of hooks. Now I haven't got any weight in this at the moment. I did test it, pardon me, I did test it with some weight. Got a bit of the hiccups after dinner. And it was okay. It turned really easily back on its belly, which is good. But it took a bit to get it actually working. It takes a bit more speed than I was expecting. So I'm gonna, see what I can do with that. See what it's like with zero weight. Oh God, this is going well. See what it's like with zero weight in it, and go from there. That's pretty much it at this point. I'm just going to pop it in the bath and see how it swims without weight. So you're the first to know. So I'll try and land it on its back, see if it rolls over. Try. These hiccups are killing me. Yeah, okay, so it still rolls over just as quick though. I thought it would roll over a bit more than that. I mean, a bit slower than that, so... Yeah. Now that's interesting because I think it actually works a little better without weight in it. So that's probably how I'm going to go. 0 weight. There you go. There you go. Right, I'm actually inside today. I decided I wanted to actually put 3 tiny little split shots in, which is nowhere near as much weight as I had in before. Just so I've got a bit more space taken up in there because I don't have a lot of resin left. So it's sort of a compromise, half-half kind of thing. So yeah, put this down here so you can see what I'm doing. Gonna mix up the resin here. Whoa, hello. Mix up the resin right in here and pour it in there, put the split shots in, cover it over, smooth it, and then it's good. The best news I've heard all week is that we're now allowed to go fishing. Right, put that split shot in there. 1, 2, 3. Get rid of my wife's hair. Use this little swizzle stick here to poke these in. Needs a little bit more resin. And I'm going to do the other one as well, just because I've got it in here. Because it's a bit warmer inside, that I'll be able to set the resin a bit quicker so that I can paint it straight away, and then she'll be good. So we're going to wait until this sets a little bit more. Once that's, you know, hardened to a point where I can actually work with it, I'll start prepping the lure for painting. Okay, so I'm back out with lure number 1. This one's ready for painting, and I've also got another little bonus one that's been painted by my wife. Thank you very much, Mrs. Fisherman's office. This is sort of trying to copy our zebra danios, the tropical fish that I've got. So yeah, a bit different. I'm going to use this for my first session back in a trout stream. So bit of an orange accent on the belly there, just for some, you know, some difference in look. But I'm excited to clear coat this one, so that's what I'm going to do. Alright, yeah, so I got the missus's paint job for the trout lure on the go. It's rotating at the moment. I'm going to start with the painting of this one. I'm going to get some surface primer onto it. It's basically just going to be black and white, and that's pretty much it really. Nothing too spectacular. There we go. Got some black on him now. Looking all right. It sort of fades off down to the bottom there. It's trying to keep it white, so I didn't want to paint too much of that. It's a bit warty, a bit terrible looking, but oh well. They're my lures anyway, so doesn't matter how they look really. As long as they catch a fish, that's all I care about. Bam. There. Let this dry for a while and come back to it. Alrighty, we're back. I've got paint on these lures. They don't look fantastic, but they will do the job, I reckon. So Mostly hand painted. I tried to stencil that one and hand painted this one. Spray painted the base colours and stuff, but put some aluminium foil on here. You know, went for like the old World War II bomber sort of style, which I like. I'm into me warplanes and stuff, so yeah. Clear coat, and we'll get stuck into sealing them up for good. Alright, that's about as good as it's going to get. Looking alrightish. Now, rotisserie, get that happening. What that does is stops the clear coat from pooling down because it's still wet, so it's going to pool in one area. So what I do is I'll put it on this thing, which I'll give you a link to the build up around here somewhere if you want to have a look at that. So just a basic idea of keeping lures epoxy in the one place, which is around the entire lure in an even way. That's pretty much it. So yeah, going to clear coat this one now, and that's pretty much it. So alright, another clear coat. Now these will be set in the morning, put the bibs on, and then they're all finished. And that's it, folks. Right, so we're all done with the build, guys. Just earlier today I took these two lures down to the Ferntree Gully quarry just to swim test these in some proper water instead of the bathtub, as we're now allowed out and allowed to go fishing and stuff like that, so it was great. They've actually just recently stocked that waterway, so just for the coming holidays. So if you want to get out and have a little crack for some trout and stuff like that, they've put about 500 in there at the moment as of Thursday just gone, so have a look at that. Now this one here, which looks the best, I feel, this one doesn't swim nearly as good as I thought. I did put the better looking bib on this one, but it tends to track like just sort of down. It just sort of, I don't know, it doesn't really work as I would expect until you get the lure sort of halfway back to you and you're able to lift the line out of the water a little bit more directly. It'll then start to work properly. So I think it's the bib on this one. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to, you know, try and fix that. But this one fits a little differently. This is not as good a paint job, but this one works pretty much perfectly exactly how it is, even though the bib on there is actually fit kind of wonky in a way. That's how it fits. So yeah, I'm happy with this one, really happy with how it's working. I usually put owner size ones on there, but these are actually VMC ones, so you know, a little bit different brand, but they should be still strong enough to hold cod. And thank you very much, Jerry Dent, for giving me a name for these cod bombers. Now the reason why I call them a cod bomber is because the old World War II style, like it's sort of inspired by the old World War II Kitty Hawk plane, which is I think an American fighter plane. Yeah, really like multiple planes and stuff like that, so that's why I've gone and called them the cod bomber. So thanks for that, mate. Guys, so that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button. Also subscribe if you haven't considered doing so, and we'll catch you in the next video. Just keep flicking.